Welcome back, everybody. We are back with some Destiny 2, and we're gonna be talking about some more weapons that you can craft and what other perks that you should be crafting for those weapons for both PvE and PvP. I'm gonna be giving you some recommendations. Today we're taking on two weapons: the Taipan 4FR, which is the linear fusion rifle heavy, and the Peace of Mind pulse rifle primary. So for the Taipan 4R, personally, we're gonna go with the reshape, and we're gonna see what the perks that you should be using for PvE mostly. This is a very strong weapon for Oryx, final boss on the raid, on King's Fall raid, or Gorgoroth, or even the War Priest. This is very strong. So I personally go for full bore, liquid coils, and then triple tap and fighting lane. I have the enhanced trait for both of them. As you level up this weapon on level 17, you actually can use every single enhanced trait as well. The only cost of this is obviously the ascendant alloys, which are very rare right now. If you don't like full bore, there is another option that I really like as well, which is the arrowhead blade, which will increase the stability and the handling. It will reduce the range. I prefer to have a higher range. I don't really mind about the stability and the handling on this weapon because it's not that bad, to be honest. So these are basically the PvE kind of like stats, better perks that you can have on this weapon. Impact, we have a 44 impact, range 78, stability 35, handling 33, reload speed 31 only, but we don't need reload speed with the triple tap and the fighting lane because we are gonna be hitting crits for days. And the magazine size is gonna be 5 bullets only. The charge time is gonna be 5:33. Right, also we have the precision frame on this weapon, and this weapon actually I have a boss spec on it, so we will deal more damage to bosses. It's actually really powerful in conjunction with triple tap and fighting lane, because fighting lane will give you extra range when you are dealing precision damage near 2 or more allies, which is basically what you are doing when you're playing on the raid. And triple tap obviously lands every single hit, will return 1 round to the magazine. Every single 3 times that you hit precision hits will return 1 bullet to the magazine. Now let's talk about let's talk about more like PvP rather than PvE. So for PvP, I personally would go for something like arrowhead break, which will give me more handling and more stability. It'll probably be more useful rather than range. You can still have the liquid coils, basically the same thing, or you can go for accelerated coils maybe. Then we're gonna be changing the first trait. Okay, so I will be changing the first trait for fragile focus, which basically will gain bonus range until you take damage, which is usually the best thing. I mean, you're usually gonna be using this weapon before you actually take damage, so that's gonna be pretty useful. And the second perk that we're gonna be using is gonna be opening shot. Obviously you gain extra accuracy as you increase accuracy and range on the opening shot. Basically, you're gonna be using this weapon. You're gonna have I believe 4 shots on this weapon on PvP. So these are the 2 perks that you should be using. These are the stats: 44 range, 58, 45, 48, and 31 on reload speed. It's gonna be 5 shots and 5:33 on charge time as well. So this would be the PvP version of the Taipan 4FR. So now after that, we are going to be moving on to the second weapon that we're gonna be talking about. One of my favorite weapons actually is the Peace of Mind. For the Peace of Mind, we're gonna be taking a look really quick. It's a pulse rifle. It's a kinetic primary pulse rifle. It's a 540 rounds per minute. It's a fast firing pulse rifle, and we're gonna be using rapid fire frame, and then we're gonna have a magazine of 36. Now for this weapon, we are focusing on both. This weapon is pretty good on PvP more than PvE. I'm gonna give you both. Okay, so for PvP first, which is what I'm gonna be setting this weapon for, you should be able to go for something like arrowhead break, which will give you more handling and more stability on PvP. And then you could have this weapon with the ricochet rounds, which is the best perk, for example, on the second row. And the third row, you can go for perpetual motion. There is a normal perpetual motion, and then there is a perpetual motion for the enhanced strength. Basically, this weapon will gain bonus stability, handling, and reload speed, while the wielder is in motion for a short duration. You're basically moving all the time on PvP, so this is pretty useful. And the last one will be moving target, which will increase the movement speed and improve target acquisition when moving, while aiming down sights. So this is pretty useful. It's pretty powerful as well on PvP. This works on both PvP and PvE, if I'm honest with you. So we're gonna go with that for a PvP type of like version of the weapon. And this is pretty much gonna be like a 23 impact, 46 range, 58 stability, 39 handling, and a 34 reload speed. Like I said before, rapid fire frame. And one thing, the perk that I'm using this on the actual mod that I'm using for this weapon is gonna be full auto retrofit, because what we'll do is make this weapon full auto. It's actually a rapid fire type of like pulse rifle, and it's gonna be really useful when you use it on full auto, rather than you can use another thing, which is counterbalance. I think counterbalance is actually pretty good as well. You can use counterbalance so you can actually be more accurate hitting your shots. But if you like me to hold the trigger down, full auto retrofit is actually pretty good on this weapon. I would say it's my favorite for PvP. Now we're gonna be taking a look at this weapon on PvE rather than PvP. So for PvE, I would personally go for like overflow, or it's pretty much the first two perks. I will leave them as the same. This is pretty much a more like a personal preference. Overflow, in my opinion, it's really good. It's very powerful because picking up a special or heavy ammo will load the weapon on even further than the normal capacity. You can find yourself with 76 bullets on this weapon, or 72 bullets on this weapon, by picking up a special or heavy ammo. You can use something else instead. I mean, I really like that. You can use perpetual motion as well instead of that. And instead of having moving target for PvE, you could go for vorpal weapon, which will increase the damage against bosses, vehicles, and guardians with the super active. So it will be quite useful for bosses. It will do increased damage for bosses. But I personally kind of like stick to the same loadout for both PvE and PvP. I really like moving target, but because I'm not gonna be using this weapon for bosses, I'm gonna be using it for, you know, small ads. And instead of perpetual motion, I would go for overflow, because I really like to find myself with 72 bullets on this weapon. It's pretty powerful and it's really good. Now the range is gonna be 46 steel, impact is gonna be 23, stability 58, 39 handling, and 34 reload speed. Still 36 bullets on the mag, and it's a 540. If you're using this as a PvE type of weapon, maybe you don't want to have a kind of like, you don't want to have the full auto retrofit. Maybe you can go for counterbalance. Counterbalance will be pretty powerful on this weapon, and it will increase the recoil direction on this of this weapon. You can go for one or the other. I pretty much prefer full auto retrofit on such a fast fighting type of weapon. On a pulse rifle, so I will stick with it for both PvE and PvP. So that's basically it for both of those weapons. Please remember to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay up to date with everything Vall. And also you can catch me live on twitch.tv/Vall every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. We always have open lobbies. You can always jump in with us on both Destiny or Fortnite. We also play Fortnite as well on the channel. And if you have any suggestions on what weapons to use on Destiny, or what weapons to do reviews on Destiny, what to shape or what to reshape, and what perks you would like to see on a specific weapon, please let me know and we will talk about them. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, bye bye.